Okay, it's 2 p.m. and your brain comes to a screeching halt. Your focus evaporates and you reach for coffee again. But the crash isn't about coffee or a deficiency in caffeine. It's actually about what's happening inside your cells. Hi, I'm Dr. Lexi, a pharmacist and certified functional medicine practitioner, and I work with a lot of high-achieving parents and professionals who feel exactly like this. People who used to feel sharp, focused, and in control, and now they're tired all the time. They struggle to concentrate and quietly wondering if this is the beginning of something more serious. But here's the truth. Your energy isn't crashing because you're not trying hard enough. It's not because you're getting older, and it's definitely not because you need a stronger cup of coffee. Those dips in energy, the fogginess, the irritability, the sudden drop in motivation are signals. Signals that some of your core energy systems are overloaded and struggling to keep up. Today, I'm going to walk you through what's actually behind those crashes, the real physiological reasons your energy tanks, so that you can finally stop blaming yourself and start understanding what your body is trying to tell you. So let's dive in. So hidden cause number 1 is blood sugar instability. One of the sneakiest reasons your energy crashes, especially that mid-morning or mid-afternoon dip, is unstable blood sugar. And I'm not talking about diabetes or anything extreme. I mean the everyday ups and downs that happen when your body is constantly trying to juggle stress, cravings, meals at odd times, and the pace of your day. Here's what's actually going on. Your brain runs best when your blood sugar stays relatively steady. But when it rises and falls more dramatically, even within the normal range, your brain feels every one of those shifts. A quick rise in blood sugar might give you a little burst of energy, but when it drops, that's when you feel the fog, the irritability, the sudden loss of focus, or that weird mix of anxiety and tiredness. What makes this tricky is that these swings often come from the rhythm of your day, not just what you eat. A lot of high-achieving adults fall into a pattern of going too long between meals, grabbing whatever's convenient, snacking reactively, or eating while distracted, stressed, or rushing. Those habits alone are enough to send your blood sugar on a mini roller coaster, and your brain is the first to react. When your blood sugar dips quickly, your brain doesn't get the steady fuel it expects, so your body compensates by pushing out stress hormones to bring it back up. That push-pull mechanism is what creates the crash and crave cycle most people mistake for low energy. And the more often your body has to compensate, the more your energy starts to feel unpredictable. So if you've ever wondered why you can feel sharp one moment and foggy the next, why you get that afternoon slowdown even on a healthy day, or why your mood suddenly plummets for no clear reason, blood sugar instability is often playing a bigger role than people realize. Now, hidden cause number 2 is poor sleep architecture. This is the second big driver of energy crashes, and it's something that most people completely overlook. The quality of your sleep, not just the number of hours you're in bed. A lot of my clients tell me, yeah, I'm sleeping. I'm just exhausted when I wake up. Hello? That's a huge clue, because here's the thing, your brain doesn't restore itself just in a general sense. It restores itself in specific stages of sleep. Deep sleep is where your body repairs tissues, regulates hormones, and restores physical energy. And REM sleep is where your brain does its emotional processing, memory consolidation, and mental reset. You need both, and you need enough of both. But with the way modern life is structured, late night emails, scrolling in bed, inconsistent bedtime routines, stress running in the background, most people aren't actually getting the full cycles their brain depends on. You can technically be asleep for 7 hours and barely even touch the stages where your brain clears out the metabolic waste, your stress hormones reset, your neurotransmitters rebalance, and your mitochondria repair themselves. When those deeper stages are cut short or fragmented, you wake up feeling like you never even slept. You push through the morning on adrenaline, and by early afternoon, the crash hits. Not because you're lazy, but because your brain never actually got the recovery it needed. This is why people say things like, I slept, but I don't feel rested. I fall asleep fine, but I wake up exhausted. And I can't get through the day without caffeine. That's not a time issue. It is a sleep architecture issue. And here's the kicker. You can be doing everything right, eating well, exercising, trying to manage stress, but if your sleep cycles are disrupted, you're still going to feel like you're running on low battery. Those daytime energy crashes are often just your brain trying to operate without proper overnight maintenance. And hidden cause number 3 is mitochondrial sluggishness. This is the third piece of the energy crash puzzle that's something that most people have heard about, but they don't fully understand, and that's your mitochondria, right? These are the tiny structures inside your cells that are responsible for generating the energy your body and brain run on. We learned about them in elementary school as the powerhouse of the cell. Do you remember that? So we think of them as your internal power plants, always working, always producing the fuel you need to think clearly, stay focused, regulate your emotions, and simply feel like you. When your mitochondria are working well, everything feels easier. Your mind feels sharper, your energy feels steady, your mood feels more stable. But when they start to slow down, even a little bit, you feel it everywhere. And here's the part people don't realize. Mitochondria are extremely sensitive to the world you live in. Chronic stress, inflammation, poor sleep, blood sugar swings, nutrient gaps, environmental toxins, they all chip away at mitochondrial efficiency. Not enough to make you sick necessarily, but enough to make you feel tired, foggy, and less resilient than you used to. And this is exactly why you can have a day where you're eating well, staying hydrated, doing everything you think you should, and still hit a wall. When your mitochondria are sluggish, your brain is basically trying to run on low power mode. Common signs of this include energy that drops dramatically in waves, feeling mentally slow or easily overwhelmed, relying on caffeine just to feel normal, difficulty bouncing back from stress or workouts, and that sense of, why do I feel older than I am? You're not imagining it. Those patterns are real. And what's fascinating is that early mitochondrial dysfunction often shows up before traditional labs reveal anything unusual. So people go from doctor to doctor hearing everything looks fine when internally their cells are struggling to keep up with the demands of their life. And for high-achieving adults with busy schedules, a lot of responsibility, and often a family history of cognitive issues like me, this is usually the missing link. It is not about willpower. It's not about motivation. It's that your cells literally aren't producing the kind of energy that your brain needs to stay clear, calm, and focused throughout the day. That's why you can wake up hopeful and crash by noon, or why you can start the week feeling good and feel depleted by Wednesday. Your mitochondria set the pace, and when they slow down, everything else does too. So when you look at blood sugar swings, disrupted sleep, and sluggish mitochondria, it might feel like 3 separate problems, but they're actually all part of the same story. All 3 affect how your brain produces, uses, and stabilizes energy. So when you're hitting those afternoon crashes, or struggling to focus, or feeling mentally tired even on a good day, it's not that you lack discipline, it's not burnout in the motivational sense, and it's definitely not just getting older. What's really happening is that your internal systems, the ones that keep your brain fueled and functioning, are trying to operate without a steady foundation. Unstable blood sugar makes your energy spike and dip. Poor sleep prevents your brain from recovering overnight, and sluggish mitochondria slow down how efficiently your cells can create energy in the first place. Put all of those together and your brain ends up in survival mode instead of performance mode. And that's the reason you feel sharp some days and foggy on others, why your mood feels unpredictable, why caffeine helps for a moment but never fully solves the problem. Your brain is doing the best it can with what it's got. It's just running on an unstable supply of fuel. But these patterns are changeable. Your energy isn't broken. It just needs to be rebuilt from the inside out in a way that supports the systems that keeps everything running smoothly. And when those systems get the support they need, your energy stops crashing. Your focus comes back, your mood stabilizes, and you start to feel like yourself again, not just for a day or two, but consistently. Now, here's the best part. Your energy isn't something that you have to chase. It's something that you can rebuild consistently when you support the systems that create it in the first place, like I was just saying. And that's the exact approach I use with my clients. Instead of piling on more stimulants or trying random supplements, we rebuild energy from the inside out by looking at the gut, the brain, the stress response, and the cellular environment that keeps everything running. If you're still listening to all of this and thinking, okay, this makes sense, I know something deeper is going on, but I have no idea where to start. I put together a free masterclass that walks you through the framework I use to help people beat brain fog, fatigue, and mood or memory struggles naturally. If you're ready to stop guessing and start understanding what your brain actually needs to feel clear and energized again, you'll find the link below. If you found this video helpful, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for being here with me today, and I'll see you in the masterclass.